All right, Panther fans. Uh this is gonna there he goes. Stu's got his victory cigar. This is gonna be an interesting, this is definitely gonna be an interesting show. Um
It's going to be fun.
yeah, 9-3 Panthers. And I, I got two hands, and one of them wants to be all excited, and the other hand remembers the last two games of last year when we whooped Tampa's ass, and then we got to the playoffs and not so much. So it's tepid excitement on my end. Stu, what do you got?
I'll just say that last night was probably the funnest game to watch. Number one, because it was Tampa, and number two, I mean, talk about swagger.
Yeah,
Getting the swagger back. I mean, the Ranger game was a good comeback, but last night was total domination, annihilation. You can put so many adjectives. We really stuck it to them, and it was fun to watch. Let's
right.
just say that it was fun to watch. Listen, the situation with COVID and us, having five guys out and having to play the LA game, that was 2 points that didn't have to be lost, that were lost.
Right.
So,
right.
Do I feel bad for Tampa? Yes and no.
Right.
But
well, yeah, it's like I said last night. Empathy, yes. Sympathy, no. You
yeah,
know what I mean?
as they say, such are the vicissitudes of life.
Yeah, exactly.
So, as we talked about right before we went on, Tampa plays the Rangers tonight.
Right.
So I'm sure Tampa's going to want to, come back embarrassed. I mean, that's the word to use. They were embarrassed last night. But want to point out that the Rangers lost to us the night before. So we got two teams that are going to want to come back. And of course, as long as Vasilevsky's out, I want every team that Tampa plays to beat them.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean,
but let's just stick to to us. I said it before we even played the Ranger game. It's time to start a new streak. Put what happened, before the shutdown behind us.
Right.
We sucked, and now let's just get back on the horse and start a new streak, 7-game minimum. Get back in first place in the league and show that we are the team to beat.
Yep. No, I absolutely agree. And health, I mean, health makes a huge huge difference, as we've seen these last two games.
Health makes all the difference.
Yep.
We got Barkov back, Marchment, who I continue to tell you is a player that I love, that makes things happen. He was looking good last night.
Right.
And I don't know what happened to Bennett, but obviously
he was sick.
Reinhart, slips in a 2C.
Yeah.
With Duclair and Huberdeau, and look what happens there. So,
right.
I was surprised to see Mammon on the top line, but obviously it's worked before.
Yeah.
I guess Bruno wanted, he wanted Reinhart with Huberdeau and Duclair. I was surprised not to see Duclair with Barkov, but everything worked out the way it was supposed to.
Huberdeau and Duclair have some chemistry going right now.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, listen, who doesn't want to play with the best passer in the league?
Right.
I mean, the guy, I mean, we rag on him for not shooting and stuff, but when he's on, he's on. I mean, look at that pass to Ekblad.
No, I know.
Back pass where, he has eyes in the back of his head. He doesn't even have to look. He knows where Ekblad's going to be.
Right.
He just back passes it right on his tape, and Ekblast in the net.
Yep. No, that was, they were all feeling it and everything. And, I've kind of taken not too much, but a little bit of flack. Um, there's a few people taking offense to the fact that I don't want to rub it in too much. I get that it was a fun game and 9 of the chant was awesome. The "We Want 10" chant was awesome. But like we talked about before we came on, I remember last year. Well, no, we talked about it in the intro. I remember last year, the last 2 games of the season when we thought, oh, this is a piece of cake. We got their number, and that was with Vasilevsky. We got this. We were scoring 5-6 goals a game. We're good, and then we saw what happened in the postseason. So it was fun. It was great, but like we've talked about with Randy, especially, the players read social media. I'm not going to be one of the ones rubbing it in their face to help get the Tampa Bay players even more pissed off this morning, because we still got to play them. And
oh yeah, and chances are we're going to face them at some point. And these guys don't forget.
Nope.
They don't forget. They're prideful athletes.
Right. Now, go ahead.
And they're still the champs, and they still have their honor to defend. Mm-hmm. So there's no reason to pile on. Okay, it was one of those games that they were shorthanded. They were without their best goalie, the best goalie, and we stuck it to them. But okay, next.
Next. Yep. I don't want to linger on this one, because if it's game 7 of series and we do that, then we can rub, and we'll pay our dues the following season when they're pissed off.
Listen, once we knock them off in the playoffs,
right,
we won't have time to gloat, because then we'll have the next round.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, well, I can say to all the people that want to rub it in, like, just be careful, because
everybody's human.
Like you said, we really crushed them those last 2 games in the regular season, and
right.
They came back. I mean, look at that first game. They were angry, pissed off.
Yep.
Every scrum was a battle and a war. Yep. That first game, it carried over, if you remember the preseason game. These teams do not like each other.
Nope.
And so I'm hoping we don't have to face them in the first round. Important that we win the division.
Right.
I keep stressing that. We have to have our destiny in our own hands, and that means winning the division, because I really don't want to face Tampa in the first round.
No.
We have to. I still say matchup, full squad against full squad, we win. Everybody healthy.
We need Vezina Bob. We do need
Vezina. No, absolutely. I'm saying, everybody's healthy, and Bob playing the way Bob's playing.
It's somewhere, again, I agree. Somewhere around triple to quadruple overtime in game 7, we would come out ahead. I don't know if anybody would be left alive, but we would come out ahead.
See, the key is, if we have all our guys healthy and well,
right,
then we have our balanced attack.
Right.
We got the 4 balanced lines that could do damage every shift.
We got 5. We got 5 of them when we're healthy.
Okay. But we have the most potent offense in the league. In my opinion.
There's no doubt. I mean,
so we can put up easily 4 or 5 goals a night.
Yep.
4 goals easily.
Yeah.
And that's the magic number to me.
Yeah.
Okay. I say it every time, at a minimum of 4 goals, we should win the game.
Right.
Our defense is, not that bad. And, goalies, stepping up and making the saves. I mean, Knight, he had a good game last night. You and I disagreed on that. On the
first goal.
Who was that? Killorn?
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't think. I mean, I looked at it a few more times on the replay. Okay, yeah, maybe I was a little harsh on the kid, but I still think, fundamentally, his pad wasn't covering
Wasn't.
that side post like as quick as it could have been.
Right,
But
right, right.
it was a good shot. It was a fluky shot, good
Yeah.
shot, whatever. It went in, but I like the way he came back and rebounded from that, and he looked pretty solid the rest of the game.
Yeah, I mean, Tampa had like 40 something shots, so it's not
Yeah.
like he was. I mean, he was facing some work. Um, so curious, do you think Vetrano sits back down, or do you think somebody else sits when Bennett comes back? Because now he scored.
Um,
Yeah,
yes.
yes, yeah. You think Vetrano sits back down?
Mhm.
At some point, we will have a scratch line of Nola Chari with Frank Vetrano and Owen Tippett. That'll be our scratch line.
So you got Lusteranen's been consistently good. Marchment is now back 2 games. He's looking good.
Yeah,
Mammon,
man.
he's
Yeah,
looking good.
yep.
The thing what you get with Mammon that you don't get with Vetrano is, Mammon's size and,
Yeah.
Mammon's fight in the corners on the boards.
Yeah, no,
And-
I would much rather have Mammon out there making a mess in front of the net like he did a couple of times. He's missed a couple of point blanks. I mean, I think he hit a post. I think the other night against the Rangers, he missed one. But the point is, he's right there. Those are gonna go in. You know what I mean? And when you've got a guy like that can create dirty goals like that, playing with two, really, high talented guys on the same line. Yeah, I'd rather have Mammon in than Vetrano. I'd rather have Mammon in than Tippett. It's just a matter of, do we keep him for playoff depth, or do we make a move like you want to for Chikrin?
Yeah.
Yeah. And other than that, it was something else to hear that the crowd get into it last night.
That was fun. And you know what? I now regret not going.
Yeah, that's right. That's the game.
That would have been fun. But listen, what was it, like a minute 20 into the game? To see Duclair score on the breakaway as opposed to missing the breakaway.
Yeah.
I knew it was going to be a good night.
Yeah.
I mean, he he made such a good move. And just I love watching him play, number one, and I love watching because the smile on his face.
Yep.
He scored the goal, and I love the interplay between him and Huberdeau.
Yeah.
Like,
No.
they don't even have to say anything. You just look at them looking at each other with a smile. Now, it's funny, like the Ekblad goal, I didn't see it originally, but I watched the replay, the aftermath of the goal, and Ekblad tried to make another one of those funny, mean faces.
Right.
Take a look at that. You'll get a kick out of that.
I'll have to look. Yeah. I haven't been on yet really this morning. But all right. So what do we got? We got Saturday. We got Montreal, who just lost 4-0, I think, last night to Carolina. So I expect we'll get Bobrovsky back. After the game, they said Bennett was sick. So you got a 50-50 chance he's going to end up on the protocol there. So he may miss a couple of games.
We got Montreal and Calgary before we go out on the road.
Right.
So
Right.
Those 4 points, we need to nail those down.
Yeah, those have to be.
There's just like no ends if, but we can't let off the throttle right now. After scoring 9 goals, what happens tomorrow against Montreal?
Right. Well, it's not like it was in years past where that's a fluke for us. You know what I mean? I mean, 9 is a bit much, but for us, five goals is just a regular night at the office.
Yeah, and especially at home.
Yeah.
What I liked is the no mercy mentality.
it's
these guys were pumping up to the final whistle.
I know.
I mean, that's the type of effort that we need every night. We're not going to get it every night, but that's the type of effort we need. From the opening whistle, I think maybe 6, 7, 8 minutes into the game, I was texting you. I'm liking what I'm seeing.
Right.
We're doing exactly what we needed to do. Is just
the
come
fast
out
start.
strong. And, when we keep coming in waves, like we did last night, like we did against, then there's so many games. They just
overwhelm.
The team bends and eventually breaks.
Right.
In the defense, I mean, we play a very fast game. So just imagine the defense. Every time we have an offensive push, that we just keep coming and coming and coming.
Right.
They're going to get tired.
Oh, yeah.
-5 last night. When do you ever see that?
Right.
A Norris Trophy winner, one of the best D-men in the league.
Yeah.
And he did nothing offensively. So as I was saying, I think that the offensive juggernaut that we put up against teams, it just wears teams.
Yeah. And look, I talked about this in the recap too, for the people that, I mean, if Tampa Bay had just come out in the third period, I think it was 6-2. If they had just come out and said, okay, we're going to stop skating now. Can we just get out of this? I don't think the 9 happens. I think we would have taken our foot off the gas a little bit too. But they were still trying to make a 3 and a 4 goal comeback, so we just kept our foot on the gas, man. So, but yeah,
league. There's no safe lead in the league.
Right. Yeah, no, that's true.
Case in point, we've been down 4 goals and we've come back.
Right. Yeah, I know.
Especially with a team like Tampa.
Yep.
Against a team like Arizona,
yeah.
Pretty much in the bag.
Right.
Pretty much that team is folding, but not the Lightning.
Well, they came back and made it a 2-goal game 3 times. I think twice.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, it was
fun to watch. Lombard. Let's talk.
Yeah.
I was going to send a tweet and then I pulled it back. But Lombard, to me, like when the right on the cusp of becoming and winning the first cup, that year they made a trade with LA. They gave up Dave Lewis and Billy Harris, 2 of my favorite players, for Butch Goring. Mm-hmm. Now, Butch Goring wasn't a superstar, but Butch Goring had that similar type of spark plug that Ryan Lombard is.
Right.
Not Butch Goring, for whatever reason, that team became the dynasty team.
Right.
And Ryan Lombard reminds me of Butch Goring type of situation, scenario.
Right.
That kid, I love that kid. And he might not score, many goals, but he's involved. I mean, he got a great assist last night. He's always in the other player's face. He's not afraid to throw him down.
Right.
The crowd loves him.
Yep.
His coach loves him. I mean, so Ryan Lombard has, earned my respect, and I just think the kid is great and should never sit.
No, yeah, we 100% agree there.
If you're talking about, who do you sit? We have too many. Never sit Ryan Lombard again.
No, I agree. Yep, 100% agree with that. When he was starting to sit in the beginning of the season, had a couple of live streams where that was basically the entire live stream for me. Is like, why the hell is Ryan Lombard a scratch? Because the difference with him on the ice and not. But when they extended him, I was really happy to see that, because that means they want him around and they're gonna, they're gonna play him.
Yeah, what he did was basically he went out and management, coaching, whatever. You're not going to sit me. Just watch me.
Right.
So he did it himself with his work ethic and,
Right.
his energy level and, what he brings every time he steps on the ice. And
Yeah.
don't forget, he's a really good, penalty killer.
Yeah. Absolutely.
He wins board battles, and he's not a stupid player.
No,
He
no.
he's got good hockey IQ, and he knows what to do with the puck.
Yep.
So,
Yep.
like I said, he might not score a lot of goals, but he's definitely involved with the goals. He might not even get the assist on a goal, and he's been involved in starting the play.
Yeah. No, and just the ruckus that he causes, he ends up in the head of somebody every night, and it's a shame we don't have. Well, we did. Let's give props to the power play last night, which we actually did plop one in there. Huberto of all people, by accident for him, because he passed it, and then there was the shot, and then there was the rebound, and it was right on his stick, and boom, it was back in the net. It didn't, at least we got one. You know what I mean? It didn't look spectacular, but something had to give there. So I still throwing Ekblad out there, and the same situation. I'm curious if other teams do this, and we're just paying attention to the Panthers so much that, but the first unit's getting the minute 30. You know what I mean? And by the time the second unit's coming on, you're seeing 24 seconds left, and it's really not. There's nothing you can do with that. With 24 seconds. I'd like to see them even out the time a little bit and get the second unit on, a little bit more. But at least last night we made that work. At least once. I know this is an unpopular opinion for the Panther fans, but I kind of felt bad for that kid last night. I kind of felt bad for the kid. It just to have to play under those circumstances against the Panthers just getting healthy. It's just like, come on, man. He had some karma to work out with that, because it's just like, what, I can't play Montreal, I can't go play Arizona my first game. I gotta go here and play these guys. Are you kidding me? So in that sense, I kind of felt bad for him. I know he's professional, should be prepared and everything, but I mean, we could put a 5 spot on Vasilevsky, you know what I mean, if we're going well. So this poor kid, he had no chance last night. He really did. And he made a few decent saves. He made a toe save, I forget on who it was, on a rebound. It wasn't like he was that bad. We were just really good, and we were beating them, but it wasn't like a situation where the kid was, was playing horrible. He just wasn't. He's just not ready to play a team like us.
Well, a lot of the goals weren't. I think was well, something. 2 of the goals were, and I don't recall seeing it that often, where shots were off the post, right back to the player, and the player scored.
Yeah, I think, yeah.
Twice last night, which was, the Vetrano one in particular.
Yeah. I mean,
so, there's a couple of those goals where you really can't fault him. It's not like he got beat with, a shot from 20 feet out where he just missed it.
Right.
He got faked out of his jockstrap on the Duclair goal.
Yeah.
That was just a great move. And, again, Duclair's coming at hypersonic speed.
Right.
It's really tough to face a guy like that, especially first shot of the game.
Right.
But let's get back to the power play real quick, because I want to just talk about Aaron Ekblad and what I'm not seeing from him leading the power play. I think he's very unsure of himself. I don't think he has in his mind what he wants to do before he does it.
Right.
We were talking yesterday about Keith Yandel.
Right.
And I think Keith Yandel always had in his mind what he was going to, as he was heading up the ice. Again, the back pass drives me nuts.
Yeah,
it's
I know.
Ekblad telegraphs that he's going to do that back pass every time, because I don't think he knows what to do with it, just bringing it himself.
Right.
They're not going to do it, but again, what I'd like to see, them give Forsling a try.
Yeah. Well,
or even Uyghur. Don't forget, Ekblad was
Right.
out the latter part of last season, so they were forced to use other guys quarterbacking the power play.
Yeah.
Working, but again, he's not going to do it because Ekblad is a first unit power play guy, specifically because of his shot.
Right.
But I don't see Ekblad in that left circle position for the one timer. So
Yeah.
I don't know. All I can say is I don't know what can be done to improve him
Right.
quarterbacking, the power play. But if we had a power play that was deadly, where we were scoring 26 power play number,
Right.
between 25 and 27%, that just adds another element to,
Right.
to our offense.
Yep.
But I think
and
having Duclair on that first unit was good. He, again, his speed, but we moved the puck around.
Yeah.
And that's the difference.
Right.
So, guys were moving. So
Yeah.
enough said on that.
Well, we got Saturday. So, and Saturday's a I think it's a 1:00 game.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm gonna try to do a short live stream before that. I think I'm gonna try to do a half-hour live stream before the game, just to kind of get back into the groove with that. And then you and I will figure out if we want to do it, if we want to do this after the game since it's the afternoon, or if we want to do it.
Yeah, we could do that.
Yeah, we'll figure that out.
One other point I want to make.
Sure.
And it's like it's not even like we wouldn't even think about this, but because I'm thinking about the Chikrin deal, our weak link on the defense is Carlson.
Yeah.
I'm just not confident with him as our as our 6D man.
Right.
So, I'm gonna stay on this get Chikrin movement, heavy, especially given the fact that right now we have a couple of guys looking in. So what are we going to do? Just let them, be in the press box for the rest of the year and not have any action?
Well,
I mean, eventually Thornton's going to have to get in there a game or two. I'm praying that, we stay healthy, but, it's probably inevitable that somebody's going to go down.
Right. And don't forget, Achari's going to come back too.
I don't know where they're going to put him.
Well,
again, it's not so much getting the player back in as is ruining the chemistry that we got going on right now.
Right. No, there's going to have to be at least one guy going somewhere. And this is going to surprise some people, but I would rather, if you're talking about the deal for Chikrin, I would rather it be Owen Tippett than Frank Bertrano. And the reason why is that unless it's a deal breaker, I'd rather have Bertrano for possible playoff depth. I don't want to get rid of both guys. That's all I'm saying is you get rid of both guys, now you're filling those spots with like Denisenko and Heponiemi, and they're not as tested, obviously. I'd rather, if we're going to make that move, I'd rather see Tippett be the one going and keep Bertrano for playoff depth, because as we saw last night, you can pop him in, he's a gamer, and you got to have those guys, if you're going to make a playoff run, because you're going to win a cup, guys are going to get hurt. You know what I mean? It's brutal.
Look at it the other way. I'd rather have a stronger defense.
Well, yeah. I mean, look, if it's a deal breaker and they want both, then you give them both. But if we only had to give up one, I'd rather give up Tippett than Bertrano. That's all I'm saying.
Right. I mean, some guy was like putting out something about a first-round draft pick, and can't pronounce it, Simamovich, whatever his name is.
You mean?
Like the kid that's in the that was in the juniors. He's playing at Michigan right now.
Oh, I don't know.
Really good prospect. And I think that whoever posted it, I think thinks he's a defenseman. I don't think he's a defenseman.
Right.
But
no, they're gonna want a pretty price for Chikrin.
I don't know when the trade deadline is.
Right.
Even know if I want to wait till the trade deadline. If it's ripe for the pickings right now, I say we just throw down and go for it. But I do think the problem is cap space. I don't know how much Chikrin makes.
Right.
That might be the stumbling block to getting him.
Yeah, let me poke around. I'll look at that, and we'll talk about that in the next one. So that,
I mean, it's a not only to get a good player, but the whole PR thing.
right.
Hometown boy, comes home.
Yeah.
Boca Raton kid comes. I mean, that would just be, everybody. I think everybody wants that deal, and this kid, if he came back and played for the team that he grew up, watching.
Right.
So,
all right, but
I don't know if it will happen. I'll put a low percentage on it. I'll be thrilled.
Right.
So,
all right, bud. I don't know if it's you or me, but one of us is breaking up. So let's end it here. We did good. We did good for a half hour, and then the Wi-Fi gods have put us on a timer. It's what it is. Because the same thing happened yesterday, right? We did good to the last couple of minutes.
Yeah.
That's odd. So all right, bud. So
by the way, I want you to know, I don't know why I can't comment on people's comments on our recaps.
It's not
letting me post a reply
on your phone and your laptop.
Yeah, and it says I need to log into YouTube, and I forgot my password. But
yeah.
It's not me ignoring your comments. It's just that I can't post it. So what I think I might do is I might ask Eric to post my comment. I do want to answer, that you guys are making comments, and I appreciate that. We appreciate that. I want you to continue to do that. To be involved and let us know what you think of the videos, of the comments. If you think I'm out of left field, and I'm wrong, this channel, this for you guys. So post comments.
Yeah. Well, we gotta get your password fixed. We gotta figure that part out for you. Yeah.
Anyway.
All right, guys.
Happy New Year, everybody.
Yep. Happy New Year. All right, bud.
Hopefully we'll have another big game tomorrow.
Yeah. We will. We better tomorrow.